Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Indiana Esports Network. It's 2026, and we've got some exciting quarterfinals, which does mean we've got a best of three here for you today. But before we get into all that action, I've got to introduce the handsome man to my digital right here, Edu. How are we feeling today, my friend?
I'm feeling really good, honestly. It's nice to be back on the mic here with Hot Sauce, and it's also an amazing chance to see even more Valorant than we typically do here at the IEN. Looking at this best of three today, I'm really excited to see what these two teams are going to be able to pull through. You know, now that we've introduced a much varied map pick and ban system, where do these kids want to play? You know, at the end of the day, I want to know what is the game plan going into this big old matchup.
Yeah, you know, and honestly, you know, when you have the best of one, that's probably the best time to find an upset. Usually we see the better teams do go on to win in these best of threes. So you have to be good at more than just one map and often more, good on more than just one agent. So I'm excited to see where we're headed as far as map picks go. Before we get into it, though, I do want to give a huge shout out to Zotac Gaming for supporting Scholastic Esports right here in Indiana. And you too can show your appreciation for Zotac Gaming by giving them a shout out on social media. So make sure you join their community on Discord, and don't forget to use the hashtag powered by Zotac or hashtag Zotac USA when you make that post.
Absolutely. And talking about the games themselves, let's look at where we are going to be going. I think we do have our maps ready for us and our wonderful lobby here. So let's go through the two different teams that we're going to see going up against each other here, Hot Sauce. As so far, lots of best of ones to kind of showcase what these players can do. You know these teams better than anybody. You're here every single week. So I got to ask, who do you think is going to be taking it? Is it going to be the people starting on attack, defense? Who's the star favorite going in?
Yeah, honestly, this is a tough one even for me. We've got Indiana Digital Learning and Bloomington South, both two teams that have fought very, very hard to get into this postseason. So, I can't recall if these two teams have faced each other in the regular season. I know that Indiana Digital Learning will be starting out on attack on all three of these maps if we happen to get to that third one. But we're starting out on Haven, one of the three sites, heading to Bind, one of my favorite maps. And if we need Pearl, that will be the final one that we wrap up on. But for me, I'm excited to see what kind of compositions we're running here. A lot of times, Haven can be attacker favored when you have them spread up across three different maps. So Sentinels, I think there's a lot of importance to this map when it comes to composition.
Yeah, very much a map where attack side, you want to be very aggressive, and you also want to be careful of your flanks, as there's three sides that people can be coming from, and the defense, it splits you very thin here. Three sites, five people, not great at math, but that means that one site is going to be a little bit undermanned traditionally here. So seeing the double duelist initiator strats, we got Neon Yoru, very powerful players, and of course over in Bloomington South, they're hovering Jet ISO, another double duelist strategy that can really punch through, especially that ISO, I would argue a very strong counter to Neon. So seeing what we're going to be having for this turnaround, it's going to be a little bit of rock, paper, scissors. Who counters who, ISO wants to pop an ultimate. Oops, he took a clone from Yoru. Jet wants to fly in. That's where the Neon can really come out. But at the end of the day, it is going to have to be about all team play, team synergy. You have a very nice looking team comp here, opting for no Sentinel on the side of defense, unless the patient wants to be patient with us and lock in a Sage. Decent picks and bans, honestly.
Yeah, and the ISO, I think it can be great when dealing with some of those ops as well. You have that shield to kind of negate that first shot, and then you swing together, maybe find that pick. You talked about it, potentially negating that Neon as well. Double duelist, we've seen it come around a lot more, I think, here at the Scholastic level as well. You got the flashes here in KO. You've got Omen on the smokes on both sides. I like the Sentinel and Cypher, the intel that you get from Sova as well. I think there's a little bit more of that on the side of Indiana Digital Learning. But, again, we talk about comfortability picks playing a little bit of a role here in the Scholastic level as well. I'm excited with the compositions that we have on screen. I'm excited that we get a best of three here as well. So it starts off on Haven, as we mentioned there above. Indiana Digital Learning will be starting out on that attacking side, currently red on the screen, and then the green there, Bloomington South High School. So it does look like Indiana Digital Learning was the slightly better seed at seed 4, but honestly, at this point, anything can happen.
Yeah, I mean, it really comes down to how these duelists are going to be able to really pop off. Neon is a very high risk, high reward play style, and already we're seeing them starting us off by running into B as a team, and looks like that is what we pick him up for. Slides in, gets the first pick, your TPs, and already they have full control over the B site. A very solid rush here, and this is where we're going to be seeing Bloomington South have to just get their bearings and get ready to re-hit, but their team is split right now because B is cutting them right in half.
Yeah, I mean, they've got great control through Garage here. It's going to be tough to pressure into this C-Link. Trade potentially could come in if they can even find one, but Starfault has already picked up on a headshot as well. The patient will pop the wall here, try to cut off some of these angles so they can pressure in together. They know there's one close left, but Peaches has already found a 2K. And for Indiana Digital Learning, they haven't dropped a single member, nor will they here in round one. It's flawless.
Yeah, flawless with the only player taking damage at the very last second there, Dora. And now looking into this next round, the question is, do we see what we typically see in the Scholastic scene, Hot Sauce, the force up from everyone on the losing side, or are we going to see a save, methodical play style? I really hope that we are going to be looking at more of those saves, but Big Al Go wants to be going with the judge.
Yeah, you know, I mean, as you said it, it's something that's been common here. It's, you know, the eco things has been a little bit tough. We always say you need to save together. You need to be able to buy together. That's something that's haunted some of these Scholastic teams. But hey, a little risk could maybe bring some big reward. If not, it does mean struggles in later rounds, though.
Yeah, I mean, big risk, big reward, but we are looking at a Neon, and it's just flying on up. It's going to be a big weapon difference there. You know, being able to just hold this back, and now Blank pushing in with the shield does make him an easier target to see, trying to swing that smoke. Starfall punishes for it. Now 3-5. This retake is looking even worse as the Omen falls, and now it's all about the flankers. The Jet a little bit late, but the KO needs to wait for that teammate and see if they can get that jump on these people from behind.
Unfortunately, they're going to have the intel they need to know that someone is coming from this flank. Looks to pop a quick flash, catches himself though, and Dora immediately popping the head here. You see the great crosshair placement. Cat is going to get aggressive now, and this is what Neons are known for. It's a big round here for Neon, and for Indiana, they'll put that second one on the board. Typically, when you win round one, you go on to win round two, which is why it's important when you lose that first round to eco out and save. So we are going to see some of those economic troubles maybe linger into this third round now.
Just a little bit of a linger. I mean, do have the chance to lock these guys down. Main problem that I'm looking at here is going to be the 0-2, is going to be the buys of the defense, very staggered. I mean, we forced up a lot. So now let's see if the attack is going to be able to punish them for the suboptimal weaponry here, Hot Sauce. But I'm also going to be taking a peek at the position. All 5 of the defenders doing a Hail Mary stack, gamble stacking it onto the A site, wanting to hope that maybe, just maybe, this would be an A push. But as we can see, the dramatic irony is we know C site is free for the taking.
Free for the taking, and with that, they'll stampede on. The plant will go down with ease. I like the gamble here from Bloomington, but you know, they'll have to work on this retake together now. Unfortunately for them, they are all the way on the other side of the map, so they're going to eat up a lot of time traversing here as well. And with all 5 still standing for Indiana, I mean, with the way that they're shooting, I think this is going to be a tough retake for Bloomington South.
Tough retake. Marshall's in hand. I mean, still has a decent amount of util if they want to flash in and get that that team down. At the end of the day, they have the numbers to try to push in. We're starting off with Blank using a wall. Unfortunately, we don't walk with the wall, so that is going to keep them inside of Garage. Beautiful stun from the Neon to slow them down. Beaches the Pup holds this with 1, 2, and 3. That's a triple kill, leaving only the Jet. But we got to get away from that bomb. Let's see if everyone's able to escape just in time.
Oh, and they do. Look at that. Starry Night on the brink of death there as well. And it's unfortunate. You know, we see him pressuring out from Garage. I'm not sure if Omen didn't have the blind, but it's tough to pressure through the smoke raw. You need some type of flash or blind to help you get out if you're wanting to get through that smoke. And realistically, they had to. Like I said, you know, they had to traverse from the A site. A lot of time eating off the clock. We see again the team, you know, are they able to buy together? Blank potentially not here as well. Big Al considering what they want to do. So I think it kind of stems from forcing into round 2, trying to get that economy back on track here. And for Indiana, it's just something that they continue to take advantage of.
Just got to be patient. Oh, that patient. Starry Night crossed the map with a Spectre, able to take out the other Omen. And now pushing up on a C, another free site here. And they're going to be able to lock this in. Do spot out the ISO. So far, haven't seen a player fall yet. You might see that change up if the patient just has to live up to that name. Be able to go a little slow here.
Well, Starry is blind, but nobody's able to pressure off of it. The patient finds a nice headshot, though, and that's an early pick to bring it back to a 4v4. Starry We'll get off logs here. Looks to peek potentially with a teammate. We can hear Neon stomping back as well. Big Al temporarily blind, but with only a classic in hand, had funds to potentially purchase here. Is maybe going to try to sneak in and find the defusal, but I don't think they have any smoke standing. Patient's going to go for it. The ghost, and he finds all three. Indiana Digital Learning is looking unstoppable at the moment.
Absolutely beautiful there, Hot Sauce. Ghost being able to clutch that up, just cool, methodical swings, but I gotta praise Bloomington South. A great retake attempt there, being able to take out 4 players, better than they've done in any other round prior. So that is what we need to see more of, and hopefully they're going to keep up that momentum, as well as, unfortunately, it did burn a little bit of their economy, but it looks like they still will be able to force up. Formula can't afford a Vandal, so we're going to be seeing a lot of this team buying out and hopefully clutching this up, as Formula and Patient very clean in getting those picks. But the game continues, and we still have another C rush coming through from the Digital Learning.
And I'm not sure if Big Al's having some trouble, but he had enough money to buy for a teammate as well. But for the second round in a row, he hasn't bought for himself and hasn't bought armor. So a little bit slow at the beginning of the round, and it makes it tough. Cat able to punish Patient. Tucked towards C here alone. It's another early pick and an easy plant on the C site. The smokes go down, and again, it seems like that they've got a great game plan. They're executing onto these sites near flawlessly. They're finding these picks together as Starfall, Starry, and now Peaches will all get a piece of the pie. It's only KO left standing. And for Indiana Digital Learning, they're looking to put 5 on the board in a row here.
Definitely doable for him. 1 player left. It's going to be Formula. Does have some flashes, but at the end of the day, everything saved here is probably the best option. Don't want to use your util, don't want to use up your HP, and you want to be able to walk away with this Vandal. So I like the direction that we're seeing here from the Bloomington South, but as you were talking about in the early stages of this round, we got to be seeing their team buying a little bit more for each other, and you know, kind of going off of the buys. It's a part of the team play. You know, team play isn't just about swinging together, it's also being able to afford together. All right, it's like a marriage. All right, everyone on your team has the same financial situation. You got to take care of each other. So getting into this next round, I'm looking hopefully forward to Big Algo going for some buys, maybe even buying some of his teammates here, and some armor, we hope, and hopefully we'll be able to shut down this Neon and this Cypher, who are dominating right now, 7-1 each.
Yeah, both KO and Big Al have not bought armor, and they have the funds to buy armor, which is incredibly crucial in a game like Valorant. So maybe just some newer players here as well, trying to get acclimated. You never know. You know, so that's where team communication can be a big thing as well. Hey, just a friendly reminder, teammate, make sure you're buying armor. You know, let's try to buy this weapon as a team. So communication goes a long way here for these students, all something that they get to build along with team chemistry throughout these seasons. We see some early shots ripping down long C. It's going to force an early rotation, but a nice pick here from Omen. He spots him early, able to back off to safety. We'll see if he can get another.
Oh, and he swings back in. Nice there. Wrist able to grab a great 2-piece and might be able to TP out, but instead they anchor the flank. Going to be shut down. They get the trades. Patient. Beautiful headshot onto Ghost. Does have the res if he wants to fight for this Omen body. But backs it up. They already have life advantage. They don't have to worry about going for res. They just have to be extra careful here. Now walking up, it's going to be Starfall. Close in quarters. Formula in an off angle you don't really anticipate here. Going to be punishing that Yoru, leaving just coaches in a 1v3.
30 seconds left.
Well, they know where Peaches, the pup, is, and they will find him. Formula nails it, and Bloomington South will put their first round on the board. So we'll see if they can begin to maybe rekindle that flame here. It's a great start for them. We saw some good early picks from Wrist, potentially coming in on a flank, and caught them on that rotation here. So Bloomington South will find their footing. We'll see if they can trudge through the trenches here and maybe put a couple rounds on the board in a row.
Couple rounds is all they need. I mean, right now, 1-5 is not a terrible stat line to begin your main recovery. Big Algo going into this round again, forgetting the armor, optional. Glass cannon time with the jet, wanting to now really lock this down. Now, taking it slow, we do have the chance that these guys are going to be able to really lock this down. But again, we're seeing that very hyper-aggressive all 5-man strats of wanting to run down B and just trade each other out. Patient is able to spot out Starry. Slow will keep these players here, but at the end of the day, we haven't seen that Neon launch out quite yet.
Might see it here with this ult. Patient being patient. Cat says, I don't need the ult. Starfall, they'll combine for 2, and Cat has now found the second themselves. Patient gets 1 in the mix, but the damage is done. And Indiana Digital Learning will enjoy a 2-player advantage. Starry, cautious of the potential flank coming in, and with the intel from KO, avoids the blind on the repeat, not able to be found here, as Formula knows now there is one tucked into this cubby, and we'll see if they can flush him out.
And flushing, they will, trying to scare these players back, but careful. Looks like we are seeing the save in the hands of the Jets, and Formula, realizing this team is not going to be coming in to try to punish these players, has to do it all on his own. There's not enough time, too much util to walk into, and will be choosing to walk away. Formula, good attempt there. Again, we are not seeing too much of that team cohesion on the re-hits, but maybe we could stop them from getting that plant down with another really solid hold.
Yeah, you know, a few of these rounds, we've seen some big moments from Bloomington South. It's just about piecing it together as that full unit. And again, someone on the team just needs to let Big Al know, hey, make sure we're buying some armor, heavy armor, you know, preferably on the left side of the screen. So they'll work through those problems. It looks like Big Al's going to drop the op over to wrist. We'll see if they go ahead and pick up another weapon here. Kind of passing that op around, it would seem, but a full set of rifles on the other side for Indiana Digital Learning. They're beginning to put the stacks in the bank, if you will, as well, and they're using Haven to their advantage. You talked about how often, because it's a 3-site map, the defense is spread out, so they're just kind of 5-player pressing onto a site and using the numbers to their advantage.
Let's see those numbers. Smokes down on B. We have 2 players here trying to hold that down, and Starfall already is up close and rearing, ready to try to push this team out. And of course, do have the spike now down. 4 ultimates on the board for the defense. We could be seeing an ISO ultimate to try to get some information, or maybe just take a player out during the retake, but instead, here we are. Another slow orb on Formula. Still holding on to that ultimate. The op in hand is where he wants to really break through, but Starfall grabs one. Blank, beautiful opening, does get traded, and that's going to be Cat Dora getting another pick. Starfall on the triple and wants to make it 4. Attackers taking that round pretty handedly and leaving us now in a 6-round deficit.
Yeah, it almost feels like this Indiana Digital Learning squad maybe plays not only together after school, but on their own time as well. The team synergy, the team chemistry here between this squad seems to be near flawless. I mean, you see the smokes from Omen are great. They're pressing in together, working off the flashes of Yoru, getting intel from Sova. Peach is able to cover the flank. I mean, this is a squad and a composition that seems to work really well for them at the moment. Bloomington was able to dissect it there around round 5 or 6. They've got to find something like that again, whether it's maybe a late flank or just being safe, kind of holding these angles, working on that crosshair placement, finding an early pick and using that advantage.
Now, the advantage they have here, they're walking into a relatively empty site, leaving only Formula in heaven. The rest of this team, not exactly the best of boutique buys, not being able to really bring the best bullets, but Formula 1, still having that ultimate, sees the smoke, sees the team start pushing. Here's that Neon. Beautiful nade here. Will be able to do a tiny bit of damage to Ghost and make it now 1-tappable to the Bandit, which helps out his team, who's on that light buy. Now, Starry Knight will be going for that plant. Beautifully done. And, of course, a free A site. How are we going to see them hold it?
I mean, they've done a phenomenal job holding so far. They've only got a couple ults to work with. The Neon one is still there as well. There's 4 ults on the side of Bloomington as well. So you see him trying to pressure in together. Cat's already found the first. The dash from Jet is no good. It's denied immediately. Starfall good for 1. Cat for 3. Starry Knight says, getting kills not without me or not. 8-1. A dominating first half, but Haven is very attacker-sided. I feel like at a minimum, you still want to get 3 rounds here from the defending side.
I think that it's definitely doable. I mean, yes, we have the patient doing a pretty good job. We just need to start popping some of these ultimates, because right now we need to be able to commit more players, more life, and I think the patient could do a really good job with that res. I think Blank might be able to just pick off one of these players like Starry Knight and boom, no smokes. You know, a very opportune moment for them, but we just have to see them get that bread. And of course, it's another A push onto a team that is relatively unguarded, leaving Wrist, who, yes, has gotten some clean rounds before, all alone on A, has to do it again.
It's tough putting one on the A site, and you see why here. They're able to just dash in, they punish it, and now they've got complete control. They're able to smoke off these entry points for the retake from Bloomington, which does buy them a lot of time. And for Bloomington, they've had the pressure in without that flash or blind, so it does make things difficult. Starfall with all the intel they need here as well, and it's looking like another strong round here for Indiana Digital Learning.
Yeah, very strong round, but we still got some time. Wanting to push on up, we see Starfall getting a beautiful headshot down on Formula. A triple kill here could be a road to ace, but Starry Knight's going to be able to get the 4th and 5th, making it a clean, flawless yet again. And of course, in this best of 3, it's only map 1, so things can be turned around, especially as we're still in the first half. We can be seeing a little bit of a turnaround here if we get those last 2 rounds. As he said, they only really need 3.
Yeah, honestly, I'd almost like to see the Sage kind of play toward Garage here, maybe wall off Garage immediately, allow Omen to play around B so that he can smoke either site. You put 2 on the A site, 1 on the C. And again, if you have Sage either wall off B or Garage, you can kind of let her float to one of the other sites there until that wall is broken. So, and that's kind of what we're seeing. We see 2 on the A site. We see the wall coming up here at B as well. So, I mean, Bloomington South is making good adjustments throughout the game. They just haven't been able to find these necessary picks.
Absolutely. I think I am black screening a little bit, but we're okay. Jumping in. There we go. Oh, there we are. Sorry, am I back? Am I Robo?
We got you?
Yeah, you got me.
I hear you.
My screen,
okay.
just everything, my computer took a screenshot, if you know what I mean, like just turned itself off. But Peach is able to grab a beautiful spot onto the Sage timing, but Sage only has a Bucky. The range is not favored, but with the right click, they might be able to get it just a little bit of damage. Could definitely be doable. Formula 1, 1 HP. Double Bucky's in hand. They try going for the shotgun strats, but these right clicks are just not far enough. The effective range of the Bucky ain't for this. This is skeet shooting.
Yeah, honestly, I love that they took a little bit of a gamble here, and we see 3 members dangerously low. The Patience is going to find 2 of them, but it's just a consolation prize at this point. The time has dwindled away, and with that, Indiana Digital Learning will get up to 10 here. It's just been tough. I mean, I like that we see them trying to make some scrappy buys, but I think the economy is something that's always been a little bit out of sync for Bloomington at the moment. And the fact that we see Big Al still maxed out, still not buying any armor here as well, just makes it tougher for Bloomington than it needs to be. So, you know, the team will have some time to take a deep breath and reset at halftime. Just a friendly reminder, you know, just, hey, Big Al, make sure you're buying armor here for the team. So again, the teammates need to just kind of speak up and help each other out here a little bit. Unfortunately for them, Indiana, their shooting, their crosshair placement, everything just seems to be near perfect at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, look at this lineup here. Patient might be able to get someone caught off guard, but Formula with the op gets first blood. Bye-bye to the smokes. Now they're going to have to only rely on Cypher Cages and Neon's wall to get them through the day. But Big Algo is locked in. We might be able to hold this back, but at the end of the day, what I'm looking at is Ghost getting a pick onto Blank and being able to just keep on moving this team forward onto A. Also, with that ultimate, they know exactly where these people are. We know that A is free, but Big Algo, he's hunting, looking for some of these players.
Yeah, unfortunately, they kind of spread out a little bit here. They need to make sure they play together so they can find the trades at a minimum. They're kind of allowing INDLE to isolate these ones. Ghost will find Formula toward the back. Starfall will pick off on the Patient, and the domino effect almost in full effect here now. Just 2 standing. And is he able to duck under it? Yes, nice. He plays his best version of Limbo here.
He's stomping around, though.
Sneak by.
Oh. He had the sneaky flank, but he was stomping too much, and they knew where they were. 11-1 is going to be the final score of our first half, with 2 rounds remaining if we see this momentum carry. And it just as well might. I would argue that this team even better on the defense here with that Cypher Sova. So again, you're going to be very scared if you are Bloomington South, but that doesn't mean you're out for the count. Let's hope they can take this pistol round with stride.
I mean, if Indiana Digital Learning is the number 4 seed, and they're this insane, I'm kind of afraid to see what some of these top seeds look like as well. I mean, they've had a phenomenal game here. And obviously, sometimes we have those days where it just seems like the opponents are jumping into your crosshair. But that's where consistency is important, especially in a best of three. As these series continue to go on and you switch from map to map, you have to consistently be able to shoot and play well together. Right now, Digital Learning has been able to do that better here today. And while they've got the C site open on the side of Bloomington, maybe an opportunity. We see a quick rotation coming in, though.
Quick rotation and shots from Starry Nights takes out one. Formula is able to trade out two. And look at this. They're doing very good, but the smoke's down. Patience able to grab another. This is a turnaround of a century. Starry Night, though, is still giving up a good fight with triple kills and their team. It's just Algo left, and he's got this. The shots barely miss, and that is going to be match advantage given over to INDLS.
Man, that teamwork from Starry and Ghost right there. They had enemies in front of them, shifting in between them through the smoke, and they were just able to work so well together there. 12-1 match point, and to close it out in dominating fashion certainly has to give you a huge confidence booster. That momentum in your corner heading into map 2 on Bind. I'm not 100% sure whose map pick was which, but with a performance like this, again, Indiana would certainly, or Digital Learning would certainly be feeling confident heading into the next one.
Confidence is king here, Hot Sauce. And honestly, you look at that confidence in their buys, going for Outlaws, trying to take advantage of the fact that they might not have full armor. And boom, that's going to be the first one. That's going to be the second one down. And they just completely split up, search for clues, and get you. Another pick down here, and the TP to survive. However, there's only 2 left in a potential clutch. We just see Algo running at them with the Judge. Gets his first kill of the game onto Starfall. But that is going to be the last kill he's able to get on Haven.
Yeah, I'd love to see it for Big Al. You love to see that never say never attitude. He continues to fight all the way into the end. He does scoop up a kill with the Judge, but the Outlaw, well, he's not listening to the verdict today. The gavel will not rain down. And with that, Indiana, Digital Learning will get the first dub on the board. 13-1. Bind is our next map. So I don't know if we'll see any swaps in composition for Indiana Digital Learning. I mean, that comp certainly seems to be working for them, but I wouldn't be surprised with the type of skill that they do have that they're if they're not comfortable on multiple different agents.
Yeah, honestly, that comfortability was definitely seen on the Neon and Yoru, who got a lot of value early into those rounds. Very aggressive, very solid play styles, and should be able to keep up that momentum. But at the end of the day, we now have our second map coming up, which is going to be Bind, arguably a very good map for this very fast team. Oh my god, the site's not working. Boom, immediately you're on a different site thanks to the teleporters. We've talked a lot about Bind here on the channel. We've seen a lot of Bind, actually. So I'm very excited to see what these teams are going to be able to do yet again.
Yeah, honestly, I'm biased because I love Bind. So anytime I see Bind on the screen, it's one of the few maps that I have yet to get tired of. But we've seen it. Some teams might just struggle on one map, but perform significantly better on a different map. So I'm hoping that's the case here for Bloomington South. We saw some, great moments from them from round to round, but they weren't ever able to solidify it as that full cohesive unit. So that's what we'll be looking here for on Bind. Hopefully some of Big Al's teammates will have a moment to just friendly, remind him that armor is a great thing. Just remind them how to buy it there on the side. Again, some of these students might be playing this game for the first time in the first season. And so, it's just a great opportunity for them to get some of that team experience, team communication, social skills, and a lot of things like that. So, it might have been a tough start for Big Al. We saw him get a nasty kill with a Judge at the end, though. So hopefully we'll begin to build off some of that confidence.
Hopefully. I mean, we did see that one pick, and that could lead to everything. The first domino is all you really need here. But as we are moving on up into this next game, I'm also going to be looking again at a very similar team comp, but Starry Night, living up to their name, wants to hover and lock in Astra, arguably the strongest smokes when you are playing against a team that might not know what is in her kit. She's got stuns, she's got pulls, she's got vulnerability, she has a wall that just says free sight. it's going to be really nice to see what Starry is able to pull out with that lockdown. And of course, we're looking over at Ghost, who was on Silva, now swaps it to Fade. The rest of the team looking pretty standard. But the big change up here is we're actually seeing Patient off of the Sentinel, giving it over to the Smokes player Wrist. Then Formula off of the KO, swapping onto the controller of Viper, with Blank and Algo keeping with what they know. And now, let's see if they're going to be able to really lock this in.
I'm loving the composition changes, honestly. And I like that we see a Viper here as well. This is going to be fun. I think Astra has probably one of the higher skill ceilings. Too tough for me to use. But it's so much fun watching a talented Astra. Like you said, there's so many tools in the kit. And so, obviously, we've seen the skill in that previous game. I, too, am excited to see what Starry can do here on the Astra. For the rest of them, the composition pretty much remaining the same. Excuse me. We will see Ghost still on that intel, not Sova, but Fade this time. So starting out on the attacking side. Now, I feel like, Bloomington, now we'll start out on the favorable side this time. Bind a little bit more defense favored. Unfortunately, like you mentioned, though, with the aggressiveness style of Indiana Digital Learning, this is a map that can still favor them all the way around, especially given their composition.
Yeah, definitely could favor them here. Going up Cat Dora here, walking into Big Algo, who, I don't know if you noticed, has a shorty. Only bought the shorty, nothing else. No light armor, no util, purely the shotgun in hand. Might be able to shut them down, and swings out. Big Algo is going to be able to get traded. Get traded out. Beautiful. By Blank. And another one for Formula. Good read here. No one's anticipating the up close and personal, but Starry Knight's back for the trade. Starfowl gets Blank, and this is a very aggressive play. Might be able to come too, but instead, the 15 is ready for a perfectly timed flash.
Nice pick from Ghost. Great awareness there from Starfall as well. He just tucks in toward the corner, toward the smoke, knows that there's going to be a rotation coming from spawn side. As soon as he hears the dog coming out from Patient, he just presses right past it through the smoke like two ships in the night, finds that first pick, and doesn't get greedy. Despite the fact that they've been dominant in game one and they have all the confidence in the world, continues to play smart Valorant. He backs off with the team, keeps that 3v1 in their favor, ensures round one, which really helps set the tone and the pace for the couple rounds to come, especially when you look across the board and you see the opponents again forcing into round two, but not as a full team.
Yeah, not as a full team, but a team at least able to really lock this down. And I am looking at a much easier map here for this team to play buddied up. Buddy system works well in no matter what rank in Valorant you play, whether it's Scholastic, Collegiate, or VCT. You want to be with your buddy. And now, pulling this down. Going to be able to see the swing, and nice from Big Algo, being able to grab one pick there, but the stun is a little bit too much to handle. We're not seeing the pushback, but another headshot down, and we are looking at the help from sight as Catadora gets Big Algo. And Formula One needs to find that one guy.
And it's great to see Big Al getting some early kills. The Patient on the Bandit finds it through the wall from the back of the site. The plant does go down with ease, but Bloomington has the numbers here, and from elbow, they've got an opportunity. Ghost will be the next to fall. Now on a 3v1. They've just got to pressure together, but Starry able to isolate this first 1v1. The run and gun from Formula is just too much, and Bloomington South gambles in round two, but this time it pays off.
Yeah, it paid off really well. This is looking pretty clean. Now, 1-1 looking all right. Now, what I'm also seeing is hopefully more of that style of gameplay is being tied this early is something that we were begging to happen last game, and now they're going to get it. In Formula One, there is no better key than the W key. I mean, that's definitely the best comm in the game.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I think we saw that from Indiana Digital Learning on Haven there. And so Bloomington maybe taking some notes. We see Big Al popping armor here as well. We saw him find an early pick in this one. So beginning to build that early momentum. They battle back. They keep it close at the start here on Bind, which is very important for them. We'll see if they can continue that here now in round three.
All right. Big rush all the way through B. We do see that double stack inside of Hookah, but this time they hear all the footsteps. They know, we're going to have to hold this down as a team, and we're going to have to try to re-entry. Catadora wanting to now just run on up. Do they know about the players currently positioning themselves perfectly inside of Hookah?
Spike planted.
Well, the plan will go down. Big Al will try to maybe use a smoke and see if he can get onto site here. Unfortunately, it's a bit delayed. Still able to find the dash, but into the classic of Starry. They might be able to upgrade to the judge here as well. Peaches, here's the audio cue from behind. It's patient, and the classics are somehow finding big picks. Indiana Digital Learning will look to turn it around yet again. Blank from elbow, finding one with a Spectre, but the numbers still favor Digital Learning.
Yeah, they have the numbers, and then they have the win here with the double down, leaving us in a 1v4, which immediately becomes a none v4. Very solid for the 1-2 score line, and yeah, a great thrifty from this team, from this roster, being able to lock it in.
They were able to battle back previously, and we'll see if they can tie it up one more time. They love these scrappy buys, and it didn't work so much on Haven, but it has worked here thus far on Bind. They'll get another opportunity. We see some judges, some sheriffs, a guardian, a Bucky. I mean, it's a smorgasbord of weapons out here. And honestly, I love these scrappy rounds when they're close. As long as they can keep it close, I think it'll be great on Bind. But Indiana Digital Learning has showed that once they start to get comfortable with those full buys, they put money in the bank. That's when they start to pad round after round.
Recovering it. Without blocking vision.
I'll take over for a moment. I've got it at the moment here as we see Blank does find a headshot. Ghost will tuck onto the site near default. Blank has double tap active, and he finds a nasty one on the Starfall. He's able to re-up on the double tap. Shield still inactive here as we see Big Al on the flank, creeping with this Bucky. Starry tucked in toward Lamps, and Blank has taken him into the ult, but Ghost will win the 1v1. It's still a 4v3. Bloomington can still take this round.
Yeah, they still got it, and nice shot there from Ghost. We know them as the post-plant demon. And there's another one from Peaches. Now Formula, judge in hand, has their Sage following closely behind, but there's no time. They have to start running away. And unfortunately for them, saving only lets them save some moderate weapons, but Ghost losing the Vandal doesn't actually get to take the TP there. Decent damage dealt, and 1-3, this is a much closer game than Haven.
Much closer thus far, but again, now we see the Indiana Digital Learning is starting to put those rounds on the board. They're starting to build that economy. And for Bloomington South, they continuously force in. So this is where it's going to start to get dangerous if they're not able to win this round. We're going to start to see some more of those economic troubles. We're already kind of seeing them here with the judges. The lack of armor, but on defense, you can still make the judge work here. There's a lot of close quarter angles that you potentially could play. Big Al doing a great job of that here in Hookah, but they need something momentous here in round 5.
Yeah, they're gonna really need to rely on Big Algo here. Misjudged. This is a very solid map to be sitting in a corner with a shotgun, and hopefully we can see more of that. I think playing like a rat, it's a good strat. Rat strats are good. So Blank saw last round, being able to get that pick inside of the ult. Might be able to get the pick on the Yoru. Oh, aim just a little bit too high. Re-swings, and now the Yoru is just going to clone himself all the way up and wants to now try to bait this team, but the Viper doesn't fall for it. But the dog will spot out the Viper anyways, and what a shot. Makes him 1 HP. Formula punishes for that, and Starry Knight is able to get the trade. TP is immediately over to the other side. Patient with the classic 1, and out of ammo. Oh, it could have been 2. Leaves us now with an open A site and a 3v3 retake. Algo took the TP and is walking right behind him.
Unfortunately, we'll be alerted here by the Prowler. Ghost is well aware, and it gets tough with the judge in hand. He's got an opportunity to shift forward. We see Astra, but able to hold it down. Starry Knight and the rest of the crew continues to pop the heads and get the bread. Wrist will shift in toward the site as well, but now they find themselves at a player disadvantage in playing around this Astra wall that cuts the sound. Ghost will deny that defuse, and ISO is all alone with really no time to work with.
Here we go. Nice. Starry Knight triple kill, wall bang, headshots. I mean, we're back to seeing the digital learning school absolutely bring the knowledge. I mean, when you're named digital learning, you would think that video games are a part of that, because these guys have learned the strats. And Starry Night, honestly, kind of MVP of this game right now. Ghost is just tied with them. Another 2-player 7-1. The rest of their team 3-3-1. It's like they've rehearsed this and now we're taking turns.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Cat Dora in the first one. I think Starfall was up there as well. Now Starry Night and Ghost. And I think that just kind of shows how deep this roster is and how deadly every one of these individuals are at any given moment. Any of them capable of popping off. And so it makes it difficult to deal with. Starfall gets great intel here onto Big Al as well. They know he's lurking just inside of Hookah with the judge, and he still can't find one. Cat and Peach will combine for 2. Cat will pick up a 3rd, and now they're beginning to pick them apart here on the B site.
Nice. Being able to push this back. Lots of sprays coming through, and no. Ghost is being able to shut down Blank. Last player standing. It's just going to be the one in spawn, and Cat Dora spots him, dodges the flash, and has a mean idea here, but the flash does not connect again. And the patient will go down. Last player standing, 3-1.
Yeah, it seemed like that flash maybe just about a half a second away from catching the blind where it needed to be. And great movement from Cat Dora. I mean, we see the quick pressure, but we see them looking away from the blinds in case they do proc to cut the time in half as well. And it just kind of stems back to, we talked about the game and situational awareness that Indiana Digital Learning has been able to display here. So I felt like Bloomington South, despite the score still being 5-1, has done much better as a team here on the second map. We see Big Al maybe not getting armor yet again with this Vandal, which unfortunately makes your job tougher than it has to be, but certainly has found some good picks here in this one as well.
And now let's see some good picks. We do hear that is going to be the Neon trying to just get Rich down, and a wall unfortunately gives them the sight and will allow the rest of their team to have to now retake in a very interesting way. No lamps control though. That could be everything that they need and then some. Blank does get spotted out. Ghost, beautiful util usage, able to spot these players, but Starfall gets the trade. 1 player, Heaven, might be able to be good for 2, but Starfall's flank, huge moment, shut down by Blank, leaving us now in the 2v2. Has everything that he needs to really try to clutch this up, but with Algo needing to flank a little bit faster, Blank is all left alone, and Algo gets spotted out by the util. Now starts walking right into Peaches.
Unfortunately, Big Al not able to find that one as well. Peaches will pick up the slide out from Cat. The pincer play is there. Peaches credited with the kill, and well, unfortunately, you know, again, it was some great plays there. It comes down to the wire. It's another close round, but it doesn't go Bloomington South's way. And once they begin to have these economic troubles, that's where it often gets rougher for them. They still able to find a full buy. We do see armors on deck, which is great, but Big Al has that alt as well. Could save funds, potentially buy for Blank and use the alt instead as well. Something to consider. A couple judges here as well, so I believe the patient and formula are going to be trying to be playing around hookah and or lamps.
Just hold it down. I'll go. Being extra patient as his teammate there, and trying to give the guy the gun. Gives him his classic. Has popped every other piece of util so far except for his Q. There we go. Gives him the gun, and now able to push this up. You see the dog, but now knives out. Smart idea here. And that's going to be 1 pick. Big Algo has his ultimate here, and instead opts to get that gun right back in his hands. He does have a flanking teammate, but Cat Dora shuts him down. Cat Dora now wanting to go for an aggressive play. Might be able to get this jet, but Blank is guarding it so well.
Yeah, for Indiana Digital Learning, they just continue to buy some time. They're playing well together. They've got all 5 still standing, and they know it's up to Bloomington to have to pressure onto the site, find these picks, and then give themselves time for the defusal. Starfall and Starry Night will create some star action here between the two. And, well, Jet will be all alone looking to save what is left. Now 7-1. Indiana Digital Learning continues to put rounds on the board.
And Big Algo being able to really lock this in, saves the judge here. Might be able to do another really solid play from Hookah, but at the end of the day, what we need to see is a coordinated defense and maybe some faster rotations from this team. Overall, I'm really happy with Blank's gameplay today. I think he's doing really solid. 7-7. keeping up with the other duelists on the other side, keeping up very well with both Starry Night and Starfall and Cat Doria. So I like what we're seeing from this Yoru. I like what we're seeing from most of this team. I think what we just got to see is a little bit faster reaction time from some of them.
Yeah, and it feels like maybe Wrist isn't as comfortable on the Sage. We saw Wrist with some great plays on the Yoru, but maybe struggling just a little bit here on the Sage. We'll have that ultimate to potentially bring someone back alive, but unfortunately they're taken out early. Patient finds a consolation prize in the mix, but it's only one, and 4 still standing here for Digital Learning. We talked about the quick rotations in this map. Blank is tucked in towards Showers with the Judge, but Cat is too fast. The reaction's too nimble, and now Viper's all alone.
All alone and ready to go. Cat Dora now spots out the bunny hopping Viper. Wants to find the last one. And Formula 1 just going for it. Spots it, but Ghost a little bit too clean with that accuracy, being able to shut down Formula. Now, next round, we are looking at that 7-round deficit, and defense still able to afford a force up by Blank. No armor, don't need it, has the ISO shield.
ISO shield. In ISO shield we trust, I suppose, with Guardian in hand potentially here. And Bloomington South has been a big fan of the Judges. Honestly, it's a weapon that you can make work on a map like Binds, especially if you're able to play in and out of smokes, or potentially, you know, Viper obviously can have a playground with the Viper's Pit as well. But they need to utilize some of those ultimates to a T here. Blank on an early peak, and again, it's just these early picks that have allowed them this player advantage. They'll continue to just kind of power onto site, and with that, Bloomington in some more trouble.
Nice, good pick. And bomb is down. Starfall holding the W key, able to down here. One more player pushing on up. We do see Formula, Guardian in hand, swings on up, gets a clean shot on Ghost, but the rest is as follows: 1 to 9, and we're looking at INDLS popping off yet again with another massive lead here.
Yeah, and again, this one's a little rough because, yeah, Haven was, I think, a little bit more one-sided, but I felt like, again, a lot of these rounds have been pretty close. We've seen it come down to just 1 or 2 members, and unfortunately for Bloomington, they just haven't been able to solidify that final kill to get that round on the board. So a couple rounds left here in this first half to do so, but again, Bind tends to be a little bit more of a defensive map, so I don't know if they're just out of that deep water yet here.
Nice, great flashbang here. Starry Night. Oh, that wall actually cuts off the Patient from being able to capitalize on it. Now we have Ghost getting a double kill down using the information from Starfall. A swing comes out and another one's down, but now Patient is trying their best. But Formula takes the TP, takes out one. Stun, and it's cosmetic. What a pick. Might find another one, but walks into Ghost. And what a great try from the Viper, getting that double down. And now double digits is on the board.
10 to 1, and it's reminiscent of a Haven here. Again, I'm kind of surprised that we see Indiana Digital Learning as that number 4 seed, because they play so well together. You know, from the smokes, just executing onto the sites. Everybody has a role to fill, and they fill it almost flawlessly. So I'm sure there's a lot of dangerous teams here in this bracket. I certainly don't envy the winner who has to go on and play an even tougher team, but for Bloomington, they have a very tall task in front of them, and it might just be getting tougher here. Big Al, though, a big op shot. They doubled up on the ops, and they're getting fancy with it.
Whoa, Algo pulling out the op is something I did not anticipate here today, but Patient, being very patient, spots out one, sprays down one, gets half the HP of Ghost, and now allows their team to fully take A. But that's a lot of damage. We're seeing that the attackers are actually at a pretty bad setup here. We are going to have Ghost popping the ultimate. They know that they're down in. They clear sight. But what is it worth as Sage is on that flank? However, we still have the Cypher trip. Sage is going to get spotted. Goes to the res. Completely worth it. Complete advantage over here for this team. But there's Starry. That's one.
That's unfortunate. Wrist falls early. Does get that res at a minimum. It's a nice blind. Starry tries to look away. The second blind will come in. Scoops up the weapon here as well. But time slowly ticking away. Big Al on the op is just going straight in. He's going to op. He trusts in the teammates, which you'll love to see. But Ghost finds two dangerous ones, and it all comes down to Peaches, who's already found another blank. It's already half defused, though, and now the camera comes out and gives them all the intel they need. Will he take the gamble? He's off the device, but it's not enough. Peaches solidifies the dub. It's an 11-1 half and a big clutch for Peaches the Pup.
Peaches the Pup, beautiful clutch, and honestly, Ghost, what a swing, what a play, 17-4. You're looking at a team that really knows how to lock it in those stressful situations. However, I will shout out the fact that that was a lot closer than it needed to be. We saw a very solid push from Bloomington South, but at the end of the day, it is all about this team. It's all about them really locking it down with the next side swap. It's about who can win pistol. When you're this many rounds down, a whole 10, you're going to want to take your time.
Yeah, I feel like the pistol is a must-win situation here if you want to try and mount a comeback. So it's going to be a lot on the line here for Bloomington South, but one thing's for sure, they've got that never say never attitude. They have continued to fight with grit and determination despite being down in this one. So you love to see the fight in the young students here. But again, it's a tall task, and this first pistol round of the second half could tell us everything.
Here we go. Being extra slow, patient. Here's some footsteps. Spots the Cypher and punishes Peaches the Pup. Underestimating the rotate power. Starfall falls as well. That is a life advantage for the attackers here, as they have pretty methodically taken out any of these over-aggressive defenders.
We'll see Sage upgrade to the Ghost off of that pick as well. And it looks like they've got complete control of the B site as well. So with that, we'll have a quick rotation that direction. Cat beginning to shift back this direction, though. And does he spot Patient here? It does spot the arm. We'll let a shot ring out, which gives them the intel they need. So we're going to see everybody beginning to head this way.
Shots ringing out. Seeing a little bit of a fight, but the plant will finally come down. 30 seconds remaining. Starry Night goes for the stun, goes with the team. Do see them just needing to work together, and look at that swing. 1 HP left on Starry. That's a lot of tunnel vision. Lots of people are staring at that, and now rotate back. Algo is disconnected, reconnected, but we might be able to see the pickup. Blank's able to be online, but it's just going to be Ghost, who's kind of the clutch king here. And that's going to be a beautiful round, doubling the scoreboard here for this team and making it a lot closer than failing.
Yeah, pistol round. We said it was a must win for the comeback, so they get that at a minimum. They'll be able to buy here as well. We'll see if Indiana Digital Learning forces in. It was a mistake that kind of haunted Bloomington in their first outtake on Haven. And so it looks like Indiana Digital Learning maybe not going to make that same mistake. Ghost was considering a bit of a gamble here as well. So they're going to toy with the idea. Luckily enough for them, if they do decide to do so, they've got extra rounds to give at this point. They've built themselves a little bit of a cushion here.
One cushion, all you need. We do see Cat Dora sliding on out with the shorty and stinger combo, taking out two massive players, but the Patient has been the guy to really seal this team in this second half. So Blank spots out one, executes Ghost, just a completely different player than what we've seen before, being able to shut these players down so quick. And that over aggressiveness paid off in showers, failed in sand, failed in short.
That was a nasty shot from Blank. Quick tap to the head. We hear that plant going down now from Riss. So they've done half the job. That wall will make it a bit easier for them as well. Cat in toward lamps here. And with that slow coming in as well. Again, Bloomington is playing this nicely here. They're using that util, making sure to slow down this aggression and looking to use the buddy system. Blank is on fire! And he nails the Quadra!
All right, I think genuinely we're looking at a team that has a chance at bringing this all the way around town, as you're looking at Wrist getting on the board that round, Blank getting a 4K, and Patient being able to really turn this game back. But Big Algo, remembering armor and an op, we saw that this op was actually one of the main reasons they got to their second kill. So let's see if it's going to keep up that momentum, because there's a chance that we can really slow down this team and potentially reverse sweep them if they get a little bit too complacent.
Yeah, one kill at a time, one round at a time. All you got to focus on here. And we see Bloomington South starting to chip away. at that mountain in front of them here. Patient. Maybe waiting for some of this util to dissipate. Starfall blind in the hand, and we'll see a rotation away from Hookah, though. The stack is 3-2 right now for Digital Learning as they're comfortable trusting in their teammates.
All right. Trust in your teammates. Trust in your calls. Lots of utility here to really slow them down, and not quite being able to trade out or do that damage. Wrist spots it. And now the swing. Peaches the pup. Suppress, so all of their util doesn't work. They get to just walk on in. Beautiful util from Blank. But up close, Sage is just going to try to stick the plant. And they manage to successfully get the bomb down, but the rest of their team is also on the ground. 2 players. 1 left. And it's just Formula, who is not able to stop this team once they have rifles.
And again, it's so tough because we see them execute onto the site really well. We see the plant going down, but then when that happens, all of a sudden they lose 3. And Indiana Digital Learning, their ability to retake, whether they're on defense or just pressure through an offense, they've just played consistently well all day. And you said it earlier, consistency is king. They're out on top yet again. We've seen a bigger fight from Bloomington South, but now they've got no rounds left to give. It is truly backs against the wall, do or die, win or go home. One more round for Digital Learning here, and they will advance into that semifinal.
Advance and lock it in. Now 3-12. Blank needs to really break through with this ultimate. Will not allow for much util. Double tap halfway to fading. We have Patient. Ooh, I like this strat. Waiting for anyone to potentially take the TP, but Blank is gone. No ultimate's going to be in the board here. Good pull. Sorry, Knight spots out the jet. Just clean with those shots. Dang.
I'm a little bit baffled about how they hit that one as well. While jumping out of Hookah, the fall, the shot actually goes through the middle tube there and pierces the dome. The free 6 feet dirt nap courtesy of Digital Learning, and they're not done yet. Starfall clicking domes and sending them home. The teleport comes out, but he's in the same location, and that's dangerous. He's taking a lot of damage. He'll get away with 49. Cat will come in with a help, and Indiana Digital Learning will shut it down 13-3 as they close out the series.
Wow. Actually beautiful. 13-3, tripling their previous scoreboard, and now honestly playing fairly well. I mean, shout outs to Blank and Patient. They were up there in the ACS department. They were getting the damage dealt, and honestly, I can't wait to see what those players specifically are going to be able to continue to do. I also see a lot of promise here. Obviously, not the best game coming out from Wrist, but think about the set here. Wrist was a vital player on our first map of Haven on the Omen, so I really am excited to see how these teams are going to be able to keep progressing throughout their scholastic journey.
Hey, we love to say it, right? There's no losers here. There's winners and learners, and there's a lot, for Blooming to go on and learn from. Some bond review. They get an experience in a playoff situation as well. You get some of that experience under your belt for some of these young students, and so, and at a bare minimum, hopefully they had some fun doing it. I think that's the most important thing here. So we look forward to seeing them continue to grow in many more seasons to come as we wish them the best, Bloomington South. But for Indiana Digital Learning, we got to give them a big GG's on a job well done here today. So they get to advance on. I'm not sure, who they're playing next, but I imagine the competition only continues to grow from here on out.
Yeah, very high. I clearly can see that. That's our 4th seed, which is kind of crazy to me. Seeing that level of gameplay coming out from the winning team as our 4th seed. Our 1st seed must be VCT inbound. I mean, I'm excited to see what these guys are going to be able to keep doing. Hopefully, we can see that upward trend from this team continue on. I like the way that they played. I think that Starry, especially, a very solid Astra player. Good smokes are always nice to watch. And overall, a solid team. But with that being said, we are going to take this time to thank another one of our sponsors who you might actually be looking at right now, LandFest. It's where we are currently streaming from. It's who backs us behind the scenes. And of course, LandFest is doing their best to put up what they can for the Scholastic Esports program. If you guys want to donate right now, you can raise money for even more of these streams to highlight your players, to highlight your students. And of course, if you're a player, you want to be on stream, you want to be on stage, and you want to do it right now. So we at LandFest provide these broadcasts free of charge to the leagues. All you guys have to do is make a generous donation if you would like to. It's not required, but we do appreciate it. So again, shout out to LandFest for putting on the stream, and also shout out to our producer here at LandFest, right behind the scenes, making it always so very doable. Thanks to Mo Bugman.
That's right. And only $200 covers the operating cost for an entire regular season. It's amazing what LandFest continues to do. I know I've been with them for like 7 years now, and certainly love it here in my time as Indiana as well. But it wouldn't be complete without League OS Portal as well. And maybe you want to play esports in college. Well, now you can search hundreds of collegiate esports programs at portal.leagueos.gg. Scholarships exist for players, shoutcasters like Edu and I, and many, many more positions as well. There's verified coaches searching for players now on that portal, just to potentially find players like you. So IHSEN students as well, you can sign in, manage your prospect profile. Your stats automatically update right there on screen, so you can get all that valuable information. The LOS portal is absolutely free as well, which is amazing. So don't miss your chance to get discovered. Visit portal.leagueos today and level up your future.
Absolutely. And of course, if you guys don't know, if you're planning on going to college anytime soon, League OS is the primary place for all NECC, NACE. You're going to be seeing their kind of wonderful tournaments over there on as well. So if you're looking for a team and you're looking to keep going, get yourself familiar with the League OS portal. But of course, get yourself familiar with more of this wonderful Valorant gameplay, more of the IEN series and the IEN tournaments here, as I know that we have a pretty busy week. I heard that we're doing some chess this week right now, Hot Sauce?
Yeah, chess tomorrow, actually, on the 10th. So same time, same place, right back here for all that chess action. And as Edu said, just want to give a huge shout out to everybody behind the scenes at Indiana Esports Network. Taylor here at LandFest for always doing a wonderful job producing and observing the show. And of course, all of our competitors and schools involved here today as well. We appreciate each and every one of you. I saw the parents and the friends hanging out in chat. We certainly appreciate each and every one of you as well. Guys, friendly reminder, click that follow button down below. It's free, it's easy, it's a great way to help out and support all the young and wonderful talent that we have over here at Indiana. I believe there's a YouTube as well, and they upload some of the old videos in case you missed one. So again, we hope to see you back here on the 10th tomorrow, same time, same place. But for now, that's all for us. Edu, the man to my right, it has been a pleasure as always. My name is Hot Sauce. You guys have been beautiful. Please take care and enjoy the rest of your evening.